Now you'll learn how to flaunt your salary, my mom said after draining my $14,000 account. My dad just smirked. Go back to work. We're planning a trip to Tokyo with your next paycheck. Then, my sister walked in holding keys to a brand new car and said, "Thanks for the upgrade." I just laughed so loud. They had no idea that money. My name is Mark. I'm 27, the middle kid and the quiet one. If you ask my family who I am, they'll say I'm reliable. If you ask me, I'll say I'm the person who remembers where everyone's chargers are, who moves the heavy boxes, who shows up on short notice, and who gets the last slice if the golden child isn't hungry. I work help desk at a logistics company. I like simple things. Night bus rides with headphones, instant noodles at 1 a.m., and spreadsheets that balance. I fix other people's problems at work and apparently at home, too. It's my skill and my curse. My sister, Anna, is 2 years younger. Our mom calls her our star. Growing up, Anna got the studio lights, the recital videos, the framed certificates in the living room. I got a medal once for a city math contest. Mom said, "That's nice," and used the ribbon to tie a gift for Anna's birthday. Dad still laughs about that story. It's not a funny one to me. When we were kids, I learned to duck. Not from fists. My family doesn't hit from words. Mark, can you be useful and walk the dog? Mark, you don't mind if Anna borrows your jacket, right? Mark, you're good with passwords. What's the Wi-Fi again? It was always small stuff. Nothing worth a fight. A slice here, a sip there. If you don't notice, no problem. If you do notice, you're making it weird. I got my first job at 16 and handed most of it to mom because rent isn't free. It made sense then. I lived there. Food cost money. Lights cost money. I felt proud to contribute. They said I was a real man. Anna babysat twice that year, and mom treated it like charity work. Her plate is full, she'd say. She's focusing on her future. My plate was full, too. Mine just had dishes on it. Now I live in a studio apartment 10 stops away from my parents' place. I still visit every Sunday because that's what we do. Roast chicken, TV on low, dad talking about stocks, mom asking Anna about opportunities. When I speak, it's usually to say, "Do you need help with that?" Last Sunday, I arrived early with a bag of groceries. Mom was already moving fast, phone on speaker, laughing with a friend. She waved at me and pointed to a stack of plates. "Don't drop those hands," she said. Hands? That's what she calls me sometimes, like I'm a tool, not a person. Anna burst in later. Perfume first, then her laugh. Dad yelled from the couch. "There's our success story." He didn't look up from the sports. I set the table. The table has a scratch on the left edge from when I was 9 and did my homework too hard. Mom says it was an accident, but the story is always told as if I'm clumsy by nature. It's small, but it's permanent, like a name carved in a tree. Dinner went the usual way. Dad passed chicken to Anna first. Mom asked how his week was. Anna talked about a networking brunch and a casting thing that might be huge. I listened. I always listen. Then Mom turned to me with that soft, careful voice she uses right before she asks for something. "Mark, you'll like this," she said. "We were just saying you should try a little more. Dress nicer. Speak up. Show people what you can do." Dad snorted. "Stop hiding, son. That's our advice. Stop hiding." Anna tilted her head and gave me the smile you give a stray dog to make it not bite. "Yeah, Mark. Be confident. Like, don't be so background." Background. I swallowed it. My fork made a small click against the plate. I could feel the old scratch under my fingers. I smiled back because that's my default. "Sure," I said. "I'll try." Mom nodded, pleased. "Good. And don't worry, we'll help you. We have plans." "Plans?" I asked. Light tone. Neutral. She reached across the table and patted my hand like I was a child coloring inside the lines. "You'll see," she said. "You'll finally learn how to show off a little. It's time." It sounded harmless. It always does at first. I've been the family fixer for so long it's muscle memory. In high school, when Dad forgot to pay the internet bill, I talked to customer service for an hour and got the late fee waived. When Mom's phone ran out of storage the day of Anna's performance, I cleared files and moved photos to a drive so our star could be filmed. When the car battery died, I was the jumper cable guy. When the TV remote vanished, I found it under a cushion Anna swore she never sat on. Money started small. Bus passes, then groceries. "We'll pay you back," Mom said. "Keep the receipts." I kept them in a Ziploc bag. It filled, turned into a shoe box, then a drawer. If I asked about it, Mom said, "Why are you counting? That's not family." Dad said, "Don't nickel and dime your own mother." So I stopped asking. My first real job was nights at a warehouse, then help desk during the day. I paid rent to Mom and Dad long after I moved out because family house, family help. Anna paid what she could, which often meant zero. She had opportunities, which took time, and investments, which needed seed money. My money. Dad has a line he loves. We're a unit. He says it right before he divides everything into hours. And marks. Hey, can you spot us for the electricity? Just this month. Hey, your sister's agent fee is due. It's a good one this time. Hey, we were thinking of taking a small trip for our anniversary. Nothing crazy. You know how hard we work. Nothing crazy. $300 here, $500 there. My raise became invisible the moment it hit my account. I told myself it was temporary. When Anna's big break came, they'd pay me back. When Dad's side hustle kicked in, he'd make me whole. It always rode on a next week that never showed. The humiliations were quiet and steady. At my birthday dinner 2 years ago, Mom made a joke in front of her friends. "We don't need a savings account. We have Mark." Everyone laughed. I laughed too. It sounded like a compliment if you didn't check the numbers. When I got sick last winter, just the flu, I missed 3 days of work. On day 2, Mom called and asked if I could drive Anna to a photo shoot. I told her I had a fever. "Put on a mask," she said. "You're young. Your sister's doing something important. Like what I do isn't." Heat rising even without the fever, I told her. She let out that long, put-upon sigh. "Don't make this about you." I drove Anna anyway. She asked if she could use my card for gas. "I'll transfer you," she said, opening her phone like the promise lived inside it didn't. Over time, my phone turned into a ledger of unpaid promises. 63, "I'll pay you Friday" texts. 19, "Can you do me a quick favor?" calls. 0 transfers that matched the words. Here's where it got complicated. 2 months ago, a coworker, Lena, told me she needed surgery. Insurance covered part, but not everything. Our floor started a fundraiser. I shared the link, collected through the platform, and because of how payouts worked, the money landed in my account first. I offered to coordinate, because I'm the one who makes spreadsheets. We raised $14,000 in 3 weeks. Every $5 donation had a name. I kept a tab with the time, amount, username. I felt protective of it, like it belonged to a child. That Friday, the platform sent the payout. My balance showed $14,000. My plan was simple. Transfer it to Lena Monday morning, after the funds cleared and the fraud hold lifted. I took screenshots. I set alarms. I triple-checked the routing number. That night, I slept better than I had in months. Doing something good felt like breathing real air. Saturday, I visited my parents. Dinner, plans. I didn't mention the money. It wasn't mine to mention. I plugged my phone into their kitchen charger while I chopped vegetables. Mom asked for my password to connect the TV to the Wi-Fi. I typed it in. Just the usual muscle memory tap. There was a flicker of a moment, one I ignored. An open door I didn't recognize as open. Sunday morning, I woke up to 3 missed calls from Mom and a message. "Call me when you wake." Big news. Half asleep, I smiled. Maybe Anna got apart. Maybe Dad finally sold the old sports cards he keeps under the bed, the collection he talks about like a retirement fund. I made coffee. I planned to text Lena a quick one more day reassurance. It felt like a clean, hopeful morning. Before I could do that, Mom called again. "Come over," she said, bright like confetti. "For what?" I asked. "You'll see," she said. "We're celebrating. Something nice." That word again. Nice. Show-off plans. I put on the good shirt, the one that makes me look like I iron even when I don't. On the train, I watched a kid press his forehead to the window and laugh at his reflection. I tried to match the feeling. I wanted to be part of a happy story. When I stepped into my parents' apartment, for the first time in years, they looked like they were winning. Balloons floated in the kitchen. Dad wore the grill master apron he puts on whenever he wants to look occupied. Mom cupped my face in both hands like I'd just returned from a war. "There he is," she said. "Our boy is finally living." "Living?" I echoed. Dad clapped my back. "Sit down, son. We did a thing." My stomach turned slow. "What thing?" Mom pulled me toward the table and slid her phone across. It was open to my bank app, my account, the one holding Lena's fundraiser money. The balance showed $0. For a moment, I couldn't process it. My brain kept trying to rearrange digits that weren't there. What is this? I asked, my voice flat. Mom beamed. We helped you. You're always so shy. You save and save, but never enjoy. So we took action. We moved that big amount so it could actually do something. Now you'll finally know how to show off with your salary. Dad poured himself a drink, raising it like a toast. We're booking Tokyo. You'll get another paycheck soon anyway. You're steady. We deserve a little world. I stared at the screen. 3 transfers, $7,000 to Mom's checking, $5,000 to Dad's, $2,000 to a card in Anna's name. Saturday at 10:12 a.m. My reflection looked back at me from the black glass, small, calm, detached. How did you even? I started. Mom waved a hand. We guessed your password. You always use the same one. It's family. Stop being dramatic. The front door opened. Anna walked in, jangling a new set of keys, her nails painted silver. Guess who just upgraded? She sang. Thank you, Mark. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because they truly had no idea that money wasn't even mine. Upgraded. I repeated. My car, she said, dangling the keys. The old one was unsafe. Dad says I need reliable. This is an investment in my career. Dad nodded. She has to be able to get to auditions. I sat, not because I wanted to, but because my legs wouldn't hold me. Mom leaned in. Don't look like that. We left your rent money, and of course we'll pay you back. Family first. That wasn't my money, I said. Mom laughed lightly. Oh, stop. But I didn't stop. Something inside me stood up even though I was still in the chair. It wasn't my money, I repeated. It belonged to Lena. She needs surgery. People donated. I was holding it until Monday. The room went silent, sharp as a dropped plate. Dad blinked slowly. Don't be ridiculous. Why would other people's money be in your account? Because I'm coordinating the fundraiser, I said. It's all tracked, names, amounts. I have to transfer it to her. Anna lowered the keys an inch. Wait. Mom's face hardened. Well, you should have told us. Or you shouldn't have guessed my password, I said. Dad straightened, his voice shifting from soft to steel. Don't accuse your mother. We're trying to help you be less closed. You're making this more than it is. It is more, I said. It's theft. Anna flinched at the word. Okay, let's not throw around crimes. You moved $14,000, I said, to book a vacation and buy a car with a password you had no right to use for money that isn't ours. Mom spread her palms on the table, fingers splayed. You always make things so heavy. We'll pay it back. Your next paycheck. No. I said. Dad's eyes narrowed. Excuse me. No. I repeated, steady as if I were reading instructions. This isn't happening. You're going to reverse the transfers. Today. Call the bank. Call the dealership. Whatever it takes. Mom's mouth opened, closed. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not talking at you, I said. I'm telling you what's going to happen. We're putting the money back. Dad stood. You think you can order us? After everything we've done. You mean after everything I've done? I said. I've paid your bills, driven Anna when I was sick, been your safety net. I'm done being a net. Anna's voice was small. I already signed. Then cancel. Or Uber. I don't care. The money goes back. Mom grabbed my wrist. Don't throw away your family over a misunderstanding. This isn't revenge, I said. It's boundaries. Do the right thing before it gets worse. Dad scoffed. Worse? You wouldn't dare call the police. I don't want to, I said. But if it's not back tonight, I'll report fraud. I'll also tell Lena and the donors. I won't lie for you. Silence. Anna sat down, keys quiet. 9, I said. What? 9 hours. Then I start making calls. I left at 12:14 p.m. By 12:30, I told Lena the truth. My family took the money. If they didn't return it, I'd cover it myself. She said softly, thank you. My pre-op is Tuesday. By 1:10, I'd called the bank's fraud line. They flagged the transfers. My phone filled with calls and texts. You're overreacting. We'll pay it back. None said sorry. I wrote a list. Case number, Lena updated, deadline 9 p.m., backup plan, loan, paycheck advance, sell laptop. I even moved $600 into an envelope labeled Lena. A cup of water in a house fired at 622. Anna called. They'll refund if I cancel today. Dad says you'll forgive us like always. I'm not angry, I said. I'm setting a boundary. She whispered, I'm sorry. By 7:30, transfers reversed. $5,000, $2,000, $7,000. The $14,000 sat there again. I sent Lena screenshots. We're good for Monday. I'm sorry. She sent a heart. 18902, Dad called. You happy now? I'm relieved, I said. You made us look like criminals. You look like people who fixed a bad choice. That's the best version. He said, your mother says you're cutting us off. I'm not. I'm changing the rules. No more passwords. No more surprise taxes. If you need help, ask. If I can, I'll say yes with a number and date. If I can't, I'll say no. And if you ever access my accounts again, I press charges. You'd send your parents to jail? I'd protect other people's money, and my own. And I'd protect me. He tried again. After all we sacrificed for you.